Today I wanted to talk about baggy jeans. These are a style of jean that we've been seeing over the last few seasons. Now, if this is something that is a little bit new for you, then I wanted to share some of my tips and tricks and ideas of how to make styling baggy jeans a little bit easier. So first of all, I love the idea of a baggy jean with a dress shirt. It's always going to look polished. The thing about baggy jeans is that they can look a little bit unpolished simply because of the nature of the fact that they are so big and so much volume. So adding in that dress shirt, whether you want to do it a half tuck, a full tuck, with a belt, without a belt, completely left out, gives those baggy jeans a little bit more structure and a little bit more tailoring. I love the idea of doing the double denim. I think this is always such a great look. And I love also the idea of playing around with proportion here. I think this is the key to baggy jeans, is talking about proportion. Because they are so much volume, on the bottom, you want to try to keep the top a little bit more structured, a little bit more tailored. And doing a dress shirt definitely makes that easier. All right, next is styling it with a blazer. I think this looks great. I think this is really fresh. We've been kind of talking about this look over the last few months, and I really love this idea, especially as we move into spring, because I feel like doing jeans with a blazer is a great way to have an extra layer without necessarily wearing a coat or a jacket. You can do blazer with a t-shirt underneath, with a dress shirt underneath, with a hoodie if you wanted. There's so many different ways you can style it. And the idea here is that you're being deliberate with the proportions. You're going oversized with a blazer and oversized with the baggy jeans. So it's up to you to kind of play around with what looks good for your body type. And that could be varying different lengths of jeans, varying different lengths of the jacket, and really playing around with what feels good for you. In terms of the styling, I kind of feel like anything goes here, to really big and bold, or also to something that's a little bit more structured. I personally love this idea of doing kind of a big double-breasted over a baggy jean, because again, it becomes very deliberate, and I like this idea of playing around with big, and then something that's small and tight to the body underneath. Another look that I absolutely love and definitely will be doing myself this spring, and that's doing a big baggy jean with a cropped jacket. This is probably one of the easier styling techniques because the proportions are logical. Doing something short with something really big and voluminous on the bottom. And this is a nice place to bring in some cropped sweaters or cropped shirts or cropped t-shirts or cropped jackets that you may already own and have been struggling to wear because you didn't have something to wear it with. Doing a baggy jean with a bomber style jacket, a leather jacket, even a kind of canvas jacket that's a little on the shorter side, or a cropped trench is such a great look, really easy to adapt and really, really stylish. The next thing I think that really dictates the look of a baggy jean outfit, and that is the choice of shoes. And I have to admit that this is where I personally struggled a little bit. I found that when I first was wearing baggy jeans, it was in the spring, and I was wearing it with a flat pointy shoe and a big kind of volumey sort of linen top that I was wearing tucked in. The pointy shoe really made the outfit, and when the winter months came, I really struggled with what kind of shoe to put with my baggy jeans. So I played around quite a bit, and I of course looked on Pinterest and played around for myself. And I think that's the key here when you're styling anything, is making sure that you play around with things that you already own so that you're not always having to run out and buy something. If, yes, you happen to acquire something, or if you're in need of buying something, perfect, great. Then you can think about how you can put the whole look together. But it's also really nice to use what you already own and figure out ways to style that way. I don't own a pair of pointy boots. Yes, I would love a pair of pointy boots, but I don't have a pair. So I played around with different shapes of some of the boots that I do have that have a rounded toe. This is a great look with a baggy jean. any kind of shoe or boot that has a rounded toe. We're seeing it a lot in sort of like a flat Adidas Samba type style of shoe. We're seeing it a lot in a kind of covered Birkenstock. We're seeing it a lot in even like Mary Jane styles. So for myself, I figured out that a rounded toe, I have a pair of boots that fit the bill, really, really worked, and I felt good in it. Really, really love a loafer with a baggy jean. And this is where, again, you can play around with the style of baggy jean that you have. Sometimes having a baggy jean that's a little bit shorter so we see the ankle makes wearing a rounded toe shoe, a Mary Jane, or a loafer a little bit easier and perhaps proportionally works better for your body. Having said that, I really do love when the baggy jean is quite long and we just see a little bit of the shoe poking out. You can do a sneaker, you can do a Mary Jane, you can do a loafer. Love all these looks. And again, it's up to you to play around with how you want to make this work. And then finally, I think the funnest, most creative place to have fun with baggy jeans is really playing around with proportions. Taking something that is kind of blown out of proportion, similar to your baggy jean, and wear those two things together. That could be a big dress shirt, that could be a bag, that could be a really big oversized blazer, that could be an oversized trench coat. Because I feel like now that we're gotten used to baggy jeans and this silhouette, we can really actually push the boundary a little bit with how far we can take this. Sometimes at first, when a trend kind of comes around, or I'm going to use the word trend, sort of quote unquote trend comes around, it can be a little bit hard to adapt because we're just not used to it. And once we've been seeing it for a few seasons, that's where it becomes kind of exciting because we become used to it and we are able to play around with it and push boundaries. That's where I think fashion becomes really fun and exciting to watch. So definitely an oversized trench is something that I'm going to play around with coming this spring with my baggy jeans. So there you have it, my lovelies, my ideas on baggy jeans, how to style them. I hope this helped. I hope this gave you a few ideas. Please let me know in the comments down below. And if you are not liking baggy jeans, I want to hear it as well, because there are so many different styles of jeans right now. So even if you're not doing a really oversized baggy jean, I'm sure there's a pair that will work for you that is not overly big, if that makes sense. So let me know in the comments. You know I love hearing from you. Don't forget to check me out on Substack if you haven't done so already. And of course, for more style ideas, for more inspiration, continue to follow me on Facebook and on Instagram. And please don't forget to hit that subscribe button. Really important so I know to continue doing content like this.